Homecoming is directed by John Watts and stars Tom Holland and Michael Keaton. This is the 16th Marvel movie, and I think at this point it's safe to say that Marvel is pretty much just destroying the superhero game. They've put out so many great movies recently, and they've really been on a run the last couple of years with Captain America Civil War, Doctor Strange, and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, which are all, I think, great movies, very quality, because they have put out a couple of duds in the past, like the Thor movies and the Incredible Hulk. And this year has actually just been a great year for comic book movies in general. We had Logan and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 and Wonder Woman, which are all great entries into the superhero canon. And Spider-Man Homecoming is just another great inclusion. I think this is the best Spider-Man we've ever seen. No disrespect to the Sam Raimi Spider-Mans, they are great movies. Spider-Man 1 and 2 are some of the best comic book movies we have. They were great for their time. That Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, I mean, that was a Hollywood 2000s washed out version of Spider-Man. While this is the high school, nervous, wonderful motor mouth Spider-Man that we got a little bit of Civil War, and now obviously we have a full movie of him here, and he's just as good. And Tom Holland can absolutely carry a movie because he is just so charismatic and funny and has a great energy to him. But the funny moments don't just stop at Spider-Man. This script is so well written, it's so funny. There are just so many great comedic moments in this film, and a lot of the supporting characters bring it. His best friend Ned, and unfortunately I don't know the actor because he is great in this movie. He is so funny. He brings a great, like, small man's perspective to Spider-Man, and it really is a great combination. He and Tom Holland have great chemistry. I loved that dynamic. I want to talk a little bit about Michael Keaton's Vulture, because I think that his character is pretty good. He's pretty well written, especially for a Marvel villain, though I do think that maybe he's a little underwhelming. Michael Keaton himself is great, obviously, because Michael Keaton can't be bad in a movie, but I don't think that his character is super interesting on its own, though he is fleshed out. But there is a great reveal in the third act, which I'm not going to spoil, but look for that because it's pretty amazing. Really, there's very little you can actually say about this movie in terms of how it works. It really just works through sheer personality. Personality is just dripping from every frame of this movie. And honestly, I'll take that over Doctor Strange, which is, I thought was a great movie. I loved Doctor Strange, but it was a formulaic origin story, and I love this way more. There's no origin story. We don't see him get bit by a stupid spider. We just get a great, fun, personality-driven film, and I loved it. This is probably Marvel's closest attempt to making a comedy superhero movie, which is very interesting because we saw that with Deadpool last year. Of course, that was R-rated. This is PG-13. But this is kind of the same idea. Basically, it's more comedy, personality-driven. They do have the big superhero moments, but so did Deadpool. And I think that this is kind of Marvel's answer to that. This is like their comedy movie, but it's also kind of like a John Hughes movie mixed with a Marvel movie. And it's a very unique blend that they have here, which I think really sets it out among the many Marvel movies we have at this point. I do want to talk about the supporting cast, because there's a pretty great supporting, cast here. Zendaya plays a character who I will not discuss because it's a little bit of a mystery who her character is, but she's a very cynical presence in this movie, which kind of borders a little bit on, like, parody, I feel like. Maybe it's a little bit overdone in terms of, like, here's her, I don't really care, kind of high school thing going on. But she plays it well. It's fun to watch. Though I don't know the actress's name, but the one who played his love interest, Liz, was a really fun presence to the movie. I think that she has great chemistry with Tom Holland. Some of the henchmen for Michael Keaton were very fun. The guy who played he was in Fargo season 2. If you remember him, he was like the hitman for the company in Fargo. He's like Michael Keaton's right hand man in this, and he is very menacing, just like he was in Fargo. And Childish Gambino, Donald Glover is in this, and he has a very fun scene with Tom Holland that is hilarious. If I have any complaints with the movie, and I really don't have any major ones, I think that there could have been a little bit more of a emotional connection to this film. It's so fun, it's so unique, it's so vibrant, but I do think that there's not that much of an emotional connection, and I don't think they really go for that. There's a couple of scenes that are kind of hinting towards that, like the scene in the trailer where Tony Stark says, if you're nothing without the suit, then you don't deserve to have it. And I thought they were going to play more on that dynamic, and they really don't. It kind of just sticks to being this very quirky, personality-driven, fun adventure movie, and that's fine. It's a great movie. It's very fun to watch, but that emotional grip that you have in a movie like Captain America Civil War just isn't there. I think that the lack of an emotional grip is kind of what will keep me from giving this movie a perfect score. And believe me, that's no diss on the movie. I don't really hand out perfect scores like candy. It's very hard to get that Get Out A+ from me. So, but believe me, this is one of the best Marvel movies we've ever had. Definitely in the top 5 Marvel movies. I would say better than Doctor Strange for sure, better than Guardians Volume 2, even better than the first Guardian. This is just one of Marvel's best crafted, most unique experiences. I'm going to give this a very high A. And that's the review. Thank you all for watching. Have you seen Spider-Man Homecoming? What did you think of it? Do you think this is the best Spider-Man we've seen, or are you more partial to those Tobey Maguire ones? I personally, you know where I stand. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe to my channel if you want to see more great movie reviews. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.